Welcome to the 11th part of the tutorial series. In the previous video, we looked at SQL Select Top Clause. In this video, we are going to look at aggregation functions. This is the part 1 of the aggregation functions SQL. We are going to look at the mean, the max, and the count aggregation functions in SQL. What is an aggregation function? An aggregation function is a function that performs a calculation on a set of values and returns a single value. Aggregation functions are often used with group by clause of the select statement. The group by clause splits the result set into groups of values, and the aggregate function can be used to return a single value for each group. But we are going to look at the group by clause in later videos or later part of the aggregation function. In this video, we are going to consider, or we are going to concentrate on the mean, max, and the count aggregation functions. We start with the mean function. Let's connect to our database first. We open a new query editor. As usual, we change our working database. We are going to save the query editor. We'll put it on our desktop. We'll just say SQL. Okay. So remember the comment we used to hyphens. So we say we're going to start with the main aggregation function. What is the mean aggregate function? The mean aggregate function is used to return the smallest value within the selected column. You have a table and you have a column, for example, age column, and then you want to get or retrieve the smallest age in that column. We use the mean function. We are going to look at our products table. This is our products table. We have product ID, product name, supply ID, category ID, quantity per unit, unit price, unit in stock, unit on order, reorder level, and discontinued. So let's consider the unit price. We want to get what is the minimum price of a product, or what is the smallest price we have for our products. We are going to use the mean. Now the syntax for the mean goes like select mean, then column name, from the table. If you want, you can also provide where clause or provide a condition where then you say condition driven clause. So select mean, the column, the minimum of that column, from what table, where specify the condition. This is the syntax for the mean aggregate function. So we say we are going to consider the unit price. So let's retrieve the smallest price of our products. We say select mean unit price from products. We execute. There it is. This is the minimum. Let's check first manually if we can find the minimum. So this is the column we are considering. Okay, let's see. We have so far the smallest is 6. We have 4.5. We are checking manually because the number of records we have is a bit small. So no wonder we are doing manually. So that's 4.5. We have 2.5. 2.5. 2.5 so far. We have 2. 2 is the smallest. So SQL is only going to give us one number, despite having about 3, these are 4 smallest numbers, but they are the same. 2 is appearing 4 times, but SQL is going to give us just one value. So if we execute this one, this is why we got 2, because it went into the table, from the products table, it went into the same table, looked for the column unit price, and then start looking for the smallest or the minimum of this column, and then it finds a 2, which is our smallest unit price. Now you can see column name. It says no column name. No column name doesn't mean anything. Now we need to give this column a name, but how can we do it? This is now where the aliases, SQL aliases, come in. Aliases are used to give a table or a column name. It's a temporal name. Aliases are often used to make column names more readable. Even if no column name is readable, but it doesn't mean anything. So if anyone says no column name, won't understand what this 2 is. So we need to give this column a name so that they read the name, they know what this 2 represents. An alias is created with the as keyword. So this is the column. This is the column. This one is going to return a column, this one. And then we are going to say as what? It's a minimum price. So we say mean price. You can give it a name according to your data, mean price, but you can't just write mean price. We are going to get an error. Let's see. Incorrect sentence near price. Why? Because mean is a keyword, so we can't use mean just like this. It's a keyword. Price, yeah, it's a string, but the way it is, SQL doesn't know. So what we can do is close this one either in single quotes or double quotes, and then SQL knows that I'm supposed to interpret this as a string or a text. So it's going to give the column no name, the name of mean price. Let's execute. There we go. So mean price or minimum price. If you want, you can finish. Minimum price. So that if anyone sees minimum price or they know the price is 2, minimum price, we can go further to even include the currency. Zambian kwacha, so that they know to say we are interpreting the price as kwacha, Zambian kwacha there, which is our minimum price. So we have named the column. We have given the column a name from no column name to minimum price, which is more readable and understandable by everyone who sees our result. Let's move on to max aggregate function. The syntax for the max aggregate function is the same as the minimum. The only difference is max as max here. A max returns the largest value within the selected column. the largest or the biggest number or the biggest value from the column, this column. So this is the syntax. So we're going to use the same column, the unit price, to get the largest or the max price. So we say max here, unit price, and also rename or give it a name, maximum price in quarter. We execute. There we go. There we go. We can also go by checking manually, but this time we're not going to do that because we know what the max aggregate function is doing. It's selecting the maximum unit price from the column called unit price and from the table of products. So this is our max value. Now let's look at the count aggregate function. The count aggregate function returns the number of rows in a set. If we run or check our table, our products table, where is it? It's here. Here. Then let's go down. We have 83 records. So when we use the count aggregate function on this table, the products table, it's going to return the number of columns, which is 83 records. What is the syntax for the count aggregate function? The syntax is almost the same. It's almost the same like these others. Here we say count. So it says select count column name from the table. You can specify the where condition if you want, where, and then you execute. So let's get the number of rows, or how many records do we have in the products table. We're going to say select count all from products. We execute. It has returned 83. Remember, we checked our products table, which is here. Let me bring it down here. Execute at the same time. So we have two results set. There is 83, and then this one is retrieving all the records from the products table. But our interest is to go down and see the last number, which is 83. So it has retrieved the number of records in the products table. It's a good idea to give it a name, an alias, as remember to close in single quote or double quotes. We are going to say number of records. Number of records. So we have 83 records. You can specify a column name instead of an asterisk or a star. If you specify a column name in here, specify a column name instead of an asterisk or a star, now values will not be counted. Let's check the columns. Let's use the supplier ID. I'm going to say instead of star, we are going to say supplier ID, and then here we say as suppliers. We execute. We have 83 records of suppliers. Now we are saying if you specify a column name instead of a star, now values will not be counted. But if we check our products table. I think we don't have now values in this one. Can go a quick one. We don't have now values. So let's create one now value. We're going to say insert into it's a products table. Insert into products. Then we're going to say product name, comma. We say unit price, discontinued. I'm leaving out some columns because I want to create now values, and then say values. For the product name, we're going to say Shima and Sima. Unit price, we say 50 kwacha. Discontinued, we say false because Shima is nice. Insert into products, product name, unit price, discontinued, values, those values. We close. Let's execute, fingers crossed. One row affected. Let's check again the table. Go down. Good. There we are. There is this product. Then we have now values. We wanted to create now values. So we go back. We are saying if we specify a column here instead of a star or an asterisk, now values won't be counted. Okay. So we are going to say the same way. Let's just execute this one. We see what happens. Supplier ID, it returns 83. But how about this one? It returns 84. It has returned 84 because we are counting all the rows from all the columns. But this one, we have specified the column name. No wonder it's returning 83. We execute simultaneously. We have 84 and 83. So suppliers, we got 83 suppliers. We have 83 suppliers because the supplier ID for the last one is now. There's no, it's nothing, it's now. So no wonder we are getting 83 instead of 84. We can add the where clause. So if we say the same one, this one, so we want to count suppliers or supplier ID as suppliers from products where unit price is greater than, let's say 20. Let's see, we have 37. So we can also include a where clause. Less than, let's try the less than. $45. Let's copy again this one. Let's put 1 to be greater than. We have 37 and 45. If we add these two numbers, we have what? 7 plus 5, that is 12, 82. Is there a supply ID which is equal to 20 as a unit price? Let's check. Yes, we have one. So 83, which is 83 records. Then the other one is now. So unit price, we don't have the unit price of now. You can also ignore duplicates by using the distinct keyword in the count function. Remember, in one of the videos, we did talk about distinct keyword in SQL. So to ignore the duplicates, we can say select count. Let's copy this one. Select count here. We say distinct suppliers. We don't want to count suppliers more than once. So no wonder we say distinct. So we're ignoring the duplicates. So we have 25. We've covered quite a number of things. The mean, aggregate function, the max and the count function. We've also added the aliases in SQL, how to give a temporal name to a column. We haven't given a temporal name to a table. We will do that in future videos. So for today we end here. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video and share. In the next video, which is a continuation of the aggregation function in SQL, the part 2, we are going to look at the sum and the average aggregation functions in SQL. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet in the next video.